This week in Science News, we found out about this man's failed attempt to become an electric superhero, why some chairs are more fun than others, and why this skeleton was embarrassed by being made to perform the slowest karate chop ever. Oh, for fuck. When grant funding is in short supply, it's time to experiment on yourself. Researchers from Vanderbilt University have found out how nature's electric noodle intensifies and delivers its powerful shock. The researchers' budget stretched to a $10 fish tank so they could put their arm in some water with a small eel and measure the electrical output. The jumping was found to intensify the electric shock, which peaked at about 40 to 50 milliamps. That's enough to cause a little bit of pain, but no permanent damage. So the sort of shock you'd expect at an S&M club on a Saturday night. Next for the researchers is to recruit some PhD students because it's starting to hurt. Scientists from Central Florida have found out that the main symptoms of ADHD are triggered by cognitively demanding tasks like homework, maths, and trying to figure out what to have for dinner. To perform their research, scientists recruited 32 boys between the ages of 8 and 12, half of which had ADHD, and made them watch 2 videos. First was the pod racing scene from Star Wars, which cost $115 million to make. And the second was a $100 video of some guy talking about maths. Unsurprisingly, trying to make yourself vomit by spinning around on a chair is way more exciting than subtraction and addition. The take-home message is that parents shouldn't label children with ADHD as slackers, but rather Jedis who don't like maths. Finally, the future of robotics looks surprisingly like injured soldiers crawling away from a battlefield. Scientists from Columbia University have developed an artificial muscle that doesn't need a high-voltage power supply or compressor to work. They proudly displayed the muscle on the best-looking hand in the lab. That is a lovely hand. The team 3D printed the artificial muscle from silicone with tiny little bubbles in it and found that it could lift 1,000 times its own weight. It can grow to 900% of its original size, and that makes it a grower and not a shower, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. At the moment, the artificial muscles are moving painfully slow, but the scientists are happy that it's moving much faster than marriage equality in Australia.